everybody, Alex Hooper here from Sorare FP, and I am joined by a very special guest. It's Dr. M. Say hi, Dr. M.
What's up, everyone?
We're doing something different for this channel. We're doing football content. Uh, Premier League is back tomorrow here in America as we're recording this. Right now, it is match day in England, and I'm excited.
I'm excited.
She's excited. So we're starting from the beginning. I've actually been on So Rare since 2021, early 2021. So I haven't had the chance to start from the beginning in a long time, and luckily she wanted to. So we're about to do that, and we are going to start right at the beginning, like I said. So this is apparently the way that it starts, and we could do all of these other leagues. We are going to focus on the Premier League. All right, it's time to build a squad. So, we know how that goes. We have 400 points, 8 players, and it's your normal SO5. Are you familiar with the soccer draft and everything?
I'm not.
All right, well, good.
Excellent.
We're starting from all the way beginning. All right, so you want Harry Kane.
No.
All right, so I would say that it makes sense to start with I don't know, you can swap 4 players for these first couple of weeks from week to
Okay.
week until the new cards come out. So really, I think we should just be doing this on a game by game, match by match DFS style. Like just try to get the best players that week and move on. You'll lose like half a percentage point of XP every week,
Okay.
but yeah, I think it makes sense to target some good games early.
Okay. It seems irresponsible to not pick Holland, given the opportunity. But I do have my emotional attachment to Sweet Sweet Sonny, especially because he'll probably get the ball a little bit more often, take more shots
Yeah, I don't
at this
know.
point.
I
Who
don't
can be
know.
sure?
I don't know how that's gonna go. It's I feel like he suffered when Kane has been out before, but all right, well, how about this? Let's take a look. We'll go over to Sorare data, as you should always do, and see who the favorite plays are there.
Okay.
So here we are at the pick scores on Sorare data, and they really like Brian and Buemo against our Spurs this week, a triple A score.
Oh.
I don't know why I don't know why it shows up that the odds are good because I'm pretty sure they're not that great. Um,
How could I find that? The actual
ah,
odds.
aha.
Oh, cool.
I would go to pinnacle.com. That is my favorite sports book. So yeah, let's just look at who does have the best odds.
That sounds good.
The fact that Arsenal has such high odds against Forest. Let's zoom in
Oh,
here. Um, Relative to City, I guess City is away to Burnley, but that's kind of crazy. So right now we like Arsenal, we like Brighton.
that's surprising.
They're playing Luton Town,
Oh,
so
that's why we like Brighton.
yeah.
I see.
United against Wolves. Wolves have had a fire sale, and then we're moving on to next week. All right. So in order this week, the matchups are Arsenal, and then Brighton, actually barely, and then City, who's awful for DFS anyway, or for for fantasy. I'm still stuck in the DFS side. Um, and then from there, it's Newcastle, which
Hmm.
sucks because I'm playing Newcastle. All right. So knowing that, we'll go back to the pick scores. There's Holland right at the top. So his at a 59, like that's it's not egregious. Like um I think Bruno Fernandez is a 70, 74. Like
Okay.
that's where you start to border on irresponsible, but also he's the best scorer in I mean, that's obvious by his recent scores.
Okay.
So,
I have a question for you.
yes.
So, as I've been getting used to baseball,
Mhm.
there are players that can fit in multiple different positions.
Mm.
So, where do managerial choices about, whether someone counts as a forward on the game compared to
It is dependent on their card, and
Okay.
because these are all cards from one season, everybody's got one position.
Okay.
I don't think there are any multi-position players.
Huh. Okay. That's interesting.
So yeah, you're kind of stuck in wherever you go. So
Gotcha.
yeah, all
And
right.
there's not a flex position.
There is no, yes, there is. Yes,
There is? Which
yes.
one is that?
It's just extra.
Oh, it's just extra.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it can be whoever on a given week, but you need one forward, one mid, one defender, one keeper, and then you have your extra, which is not a keeper.
Okay.
Yes, that's very important. And we'll see that a little later. All right. So over here on Sorare data, they like Embuemo, they like Salah, but neither of these guys, I mean, based on matchups and pick score, I mean, Holland seems to be the obvious one. Rashford's also not bad. You could drop down to Rashford if you wanted. Um, but we can come back to that. Also, I want to check Play Sharper because I use both. So now we're on Play Sharper sorted by their projected scores. So now we get João
Oh, that's
Pedro.
cool.
Yes. So this is a little different. I like to use both. I especially use Play Sharper's starter predictions.
That's important.
Yes, it is a must-have. So we talked about Bruno. João Pedro you cannot use yet because we are using last year's cards and he came up from Watford. Taylor Harwood-Bellis isn't going to play. Declan Rice I bet we can't even use. Kev's not going to play. Riyad Mahrez transferred.
Oh, Trip.
And then now we have Kieran Trippier. So he is a very, very good scorer.
He did well for me in our fantasy league this year.
Yes, he did. He's been great. They're expected to be great. He is my number one player. He's my captain and my champion Europe this week. So,
well, he's probably going to be my choice once we start picking defenders on Sorare, like the actual site. But what order? Like, how should I prioritize the different positions?
that's a good question. So, that's something where I would throw it out to our audience because I generally end up with a lot of defenders.
I know, yeah.
Because you can get a lot, like you can get cheaper defenders. Like if you look at Trippier, he's always scoring well, 0.036 ETH, 62 euros. Then you look at Bruno, who, I mean, probably not a great comp, but like almost 5 times as much.
Mm-hmm.
Declan Rice is even more. De Bruyne is double. It just ends up that way. I think because there's a bigger saturation of players who could score like that at defender.
Okay.
So I don't really know. I just like having the best players on my team. So what would you say to me if I just said, let's start with Kieran Trippier and Erling Haaland?
I think I'd be happy with that.
All right.
Especially, wait, real quick.
Yes.
Sonny's card from last year is exclusively a forward card.
Exclusively a forward, yes.
Okay.
I mean, you can still have him and use him as your extra.
You know what? Yes, I would like to do that because I want to be emotionally invested.
Okay, we might have to do a little finagling to make the points work.
That's fine.
All right, so we got Haaland, we got Sonny.
Excellent.
And we got... Oh, there he is.
Troop.
Okay, yeah. So we have an average of 45 left per position. So we're gonna have to get creative at midfield. Keepers, we can punt one, especially given that you can just get rid of one every week.
Yeah, what's the average price of a keeper? Because I'm thinking Ederson.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little high. For this week, Aaron Ramsdale makes a ton of sense.
Okay.
Yeah, 41, like on a week by week basis.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I mean, playing Forest, that's probably going to be a clean sheet, like right there. Yes, have they been decent?
I mean, once you assume the clean sheet,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, I guess.
You're gonna be pretty. All right, I like Jason Steele a lot this week. I already have him, but the 51 doesn't really help with what we're going for at this point. So now we're down into the guys who aren't even going to start. So do you want to go cheap with Ramsdale?
Let's see.
Because, like, if we went with the guy that I like in Jason Steele, all of a sudden you have 43 at every other position.
Okay.
Then at this point, I'm not trying to do this for you, but like just punting, then you'd have 44 per. And
Okay.
whereas if you went with Ramsdale, you'd have 48. It depends on who
Okay.
your mid's gonna be.
Yeah, I'd rather let's hold on to Ramsdale
Okay.
because, like you said, with that Arsenal matchup, it seems like it makes sense. I'm not going to jinx anything, but let's go to midfield and see what makes sense there.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's go back. Let's go back to our pick score and take a
Okay.
look. Who Sorare likes. We're gonna look at mids only. Oh, we were only looking at forwards. That's why.
Oh, you guru.
That's how it starts.
I know.
So yeah, we like Bruno.
We always like Bruno.
But then yeah, 71, 61, 66, he's not even playing.
Okay.
So in turn I do like Jared Bowen. Um Future Spur Eberechieze.
Really?
That's
Maybe?
that's what people want for Kane, and I would be very happy. All right. So I actually don't see Trips up here. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, it was.
He's double A. But we like, I mean, Trent's always an incredible
Mm,
scorer, but we're getting Trippier for 11 points less, so I think we're okay with that unless you
I
want to play
think so.
Luke Shaw.
No, I like Trip.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to just mids,
Just minutes.
and let's see. I'm just going to do something really quick to see what our max is because I can't do math. Fred's gone. There's another 40. Nelson Semedo. Okay. So we could realistically take a 64 here, which is pretty darn good. Um,
Yeah.
all right. So here are our realistic options. Bukayo Saka is a damn good choice. Um, Plus you get that Forest matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Etse's fine.
We were just talking about Declan Rice.
Yeah. We're not going to be able to use him because I don't think. I don't think you can because players who transferred, yeah, you actually can't.
Oh, bummer.
I'll share this. You can't use Declan Rice. You can't use like James Madison. You're not able to use yet. Um, Players who transferred and don't have cards from their current team, you can't use until the new cards come out.
Ah.
All right. So we're back over here. So we can get Saka if we punt every other position. We can get Eze if we punt every other position. I don't think that's a bad idea. I love Rodri, as he's known. Your brother-in-law would like that pick. My guy Dom, I don't know that he's gonna start. Any of these names catch your eye? I do like Bruno. I like Odegaard. Boy Jackie.
I'm a sucker for Sweet Jackie. What's his? Let's see. Just a single A?
Yeah.
No.
Let's check Play Sharper. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm wondering the extent to which I want to think about longevity because going with any given Arsenal player this week seems like a good call.
Yes.
But if there's a chance for City to play this season the way they did last year, just like as a whole.
So you have the opportunity to swap 4 players a week currently.
Oh, 4 a week.
For a week until the new cards come out. So like I said at the top, like I feel like you should probably focus on just this week.
Okay.
But at the same time, like you're not gonna hurt having Trippier long term. You're not gonna hurt having Holland long term.
Yeah.
Like those guys are kind of matchup proof. So even if you don't like your mid next week, then like you're already locking in Holland. You want to play Sonny, Tripp, and Ramsdale. So like you could play Saka
Okay.
and have no problem. So Sorare Data likes Saka and Rodri. Play Sharper likes Rodri. And then Saka.
Over Saka. So What are some of the factors that contribute to differences between these sites?
I don't know.
Do you weigh one more heavily than the other, or is it more of an amalgamation?
I generally go with my gut between the two.
Okay.
I obviously trust Sorare data. They are the trusted name in Sorare. Damn it, they've got Sorare in the name. All good outlets have that. Um, I I do use Play Sharper's starter predictions a little more closely
Okay.
because I don't know, these are predicted by some omnipotent god. I don't even know that that's the right word, but these are community projections.
Okay.
And not to say that these are not right because people are rewarded for being right, but on Play Sharper, they haven't let me down yet.
Okay.
So I will say, technically, if you went with Rodri, technically, you would have potential correlation. Whereas, like, you don't have correlation between Saka as a midfielder and Ramsdale. But
Oh, I see what you're
when
saying.
I'm looking, so when I'm comparing the two here, and I have Pascal Gross this week, I love him as well.
He also served me well on our fantasy
Yeah,
league.
yeah, he's damn good. Um, so the difference I see between Saka and Rodri, like same pretty much 60% score chance, same 90% score chance, same more value technically with Rodri, but the difference is in the decisive.
Okay.
So this is something that I don't know from Play Sharper. I don't know if the decisive is factored in here or not. I assume it's not, but 60 with the decisive, 60 with three times the chances of a decisive is better than 63 with one third the chance. So to me, that would be Saka. There is one more thing we can check, and that's upcoming schedule.
Okay. So the decisive metric is like the decisive plays of the game, right?
So it's goals, assists, clearances off the line,
Okay.
penalty saves for keepers, clean sheets for keepers, but not other positions. I'm sure I'm missing one. Uh, penalty earned. So like if you draw a penalty,
Oh, okay.
but the player has to, in the current rendition, the player who takes the penalty has to make it before you get that decisive. And I believe, I could be wrong. I believe if, like, say Holland earns the penalty and then takes the penalty and scores, he only gets one decisive. But I don't know. I don't know that. I haven't.
That's a weird kind of like single double dip
Well,
situation
I
for
don't. I don't
scoring.
know about the second part. The
Okay.
issue is with if they earn it, they should have just earned it, not
Yeah.
be relying on the person having to score. In my opinion. All right. So on the Rodri Saka question, City's got Burnley, then they've got Newcastle,
Mm.
and then Sheffield and Fulham. I don't think we need to go much further than that. All the West Ham, Forest, and Wolves are not exactly a tough run of games. So, other than that Newcastle game where you're going to have like, I mean, you don't have the
That
keeper, you just have Trippier's clean
trip.
sheet up against a potential Holland goal. So, all right, and then Arsenal, Forest, Palace, Fulham, United, Everton, Spurs, Bournemouth in that run. I would say City's got a better schedule, but I don't think it's so much so that you need to worry about it. Like in this case, I don't know that I would worry about it too much.
Hmm.
So
I like Saka.
we all do. We all do. All right. So Saka it is. All right. We have 7 points left to play with.
All right.
So
I don't know that man. Who is that? Who
A-
is my second goalie?
Adrian, he's the backup for Liverpool. I was just
Oh,
picking
okay.
picking 40s to see who who we could go with. Oh, sorry, I didn't even switch over. All right, here's our team. This is who we're going to play this week.
Okay.
Now it's about picking backups. The fact that Jose Sa is on a 40 and is a decent keeper, albeit for a horrible team, at least he's a starter.
How many points do you get for a start?
35 to start.
Oh, okay, cool.
25 if you come off the bench.
All right.
So I don't see anyone cheap here who, like, I would want to play down the line.
Hmm.
Although we can, this is something that I've been doing for my amateur team, is come over to Pinnacle and look at matchups for next week.
Okay.
Liverpool looks good. That's not going to help us much. Steele again is another good spot. City against Newcastle. The fact that the odds are that crazy is hilarious. The fact that Spurs get that United money line while you have the chance. So Villa, Emi Martinez is very expensive. You could go with Kepa, but then Ramsdale's favored again to win, but not necessarily a great over under. So I don't see any real advantage. I don't know that I would spend up a keeper. I think I would just go with Jose Sa.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah, no, it does. As long as someone starts
Yes.
at a low price, it feels like that makes sense.
So when you go to trade them in later, you are going to have to trade them in at the price you got them at. So Sa will be 40 down the line.
Okay. That's
But-
interesting.
Yeah. All right. So let's say,
Let's see.
let me just plug in another 40. All right, so 47 is our max score here. So this doesn't necessarily matter, but it's always nice to have a good backup.
Almiron.
Your guy,
Another
yeah.
one. Oh, I did pretty well.
You
in our
did.
fantasy
You
league.
finished second?
Second?
Yeah. Kai Havertz you can't get, or else that would be a good pick. Although you can't have 3 Arsenal players, so.
That'd be too much of a stack. Or is that
You're just not allowed to have 3 in amateur.
Oh.
You can stack in normal game modes, but
Oh, it's just
not
like
here.
I can't stack.
Yeah. All right, so here's who we're looking at. So you like Almiron?
I do like Almiron.
Anyone else?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else grab your attention?
No.
Yeah, me either. Honestly, me
All right.
either.
Excellent.
Um,
Glad we're on the same page.
all right, let's go play sharper one more time. We're gonna go defender mid. We're gonna drop this down to 47 and see what they have to say. Thomas Partey, I won't allow you to have him on your team.
Why?
I'll tell you after the show.
Oh no.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
no. Okay.
All right. Kovacic, let's drop this or bring the starter prediction up to 80%. Not that it matters, because he's not gonna play for us, but Dahoud you won't be able to get. Bassey you won't be able to get. Mount you won't be able to get. And there's Miguel.
There's Almiron.
All right.
All right.
There you go. All right.
Decision made.
Decision made indeed. All right. I'll run. Now you have 45 at defender.
Excellent.
So we will go back. We will drop it down to defender. Again, doesn't matter because we're not playing them. What's going to matter are the weeks ahead, but Sven Botman, I like him. You can't get him because you have 2 Newcastle players.
Such a tease.
Can't get Destiny, damn.
Oh
All right.
man.
All right, so Emerson is a 40. Issa Diop is a 41. I think Emerson was pretty high over here. There he is.
Mm-hmm.
Emerson getting the B over here on Sorare data. So, what do you say? Emerson?
Mm. Go back to my options on actual Sorare. Let's see. I have 45.
Yes. We can drop this down as well.
Yes. I have to know my choices.
You blown away by anyone yet?
I mean, there are names I recognize.
The other thing about so
Oh,
Emerson,
he's cheaper.
yeah, so you're gonna have 5 left over,
Hmm.
which will make things easier when you're trying to like it'll afford you more if you are swapping out all 4 and need a little
Yeah,
bonus.
no, that
So
was my strategy with fantasy last season. I left, you know, a couple extra points anytime I would make a substitution,
yeah.
just in case
Well, in
I wanted to trade up.
FPL, you got to carry some over and even got to earn them back because their salaries change. You're not going to have that here. You're going to be
Ah.
statically at 400, and Emerson's going to be 40 when you trade him back in.
Hmm. Okay.
But you have 4 cards to trade in. It's going to get a lot tougher when you only have 2.
Yeah.
So
When do the new cards drop?
oh, that's another $1 million question that I don't have an answer to. We will find out. We don't have a date. Um, that's just the way it goes in the Sorare.
Damn. Not knowing the answers to these questions got me looking like this guy.
It's Kostas.
Kostas' hair.
Yeah,
Kostas got electrocuted.
Kostas looks like he's been playing Sorare for a while. That's the type of face someone who's been grinding. All right, anyone else? Are you happy with your team?
It's so sad to have an emotional connection to a team like Spurs.
You could just stop there.
That's it. That's all. That's all I had to say.
I saw a tweet that said being a Spurs fan is like having a terminal illness, but you don't even get to die at the end.
Oh, R.I.P.
You're the death lady. How did you just
Yeah, no, I know.
that?
Uh, Emerson seems like he makes the most sense. I appreciate having some wiggle room.
Don't even tell me you're going to take Java Tanganga right now.
I love him.
He's about to get transferred out. He's not even
is
gonna.
he?
Yeah, he's not even play.
I just want him to be happy.
Yeah, we all do. As we've seen today, that means leaving Spurs.
Yeah. Best of luck to him.
Just gonna keep. All right, we're at the end.
Yeah, that's it.
All
That's
right.
all we got.
All right. You can't take it, right? Yeah. Okay.
Max 2 per club. Okay.
I mean, realistically, you could just punt this, but
Let's go with Emerson.
all right.
I like data. I like the lists. I like people who are at the top of the list based on data. So it seems to make sense.
People at the top of the list and Sunny.
Woo!
All right. Who do you want, captain?
What are multipliers like for captain? Like, what is the
50%.
Oh,
It's a pretty
that's hefty.
It's a very important part of the game that I
Oh,
often get
interesting.
wrong. Yes.
Oh, that's tough.
So, okay. Again, I said I don't get this right. I don't get it right often. Basically, what you have, I think, really you have 2 choices, and it's Holland and Trippier. I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, Saka's perfectly fine. So how about this? Let's look at their scoring. That makes the most sense. Let's further utilize Sorare data. We'll start with Erling Haaland.
Erling Haaland.
Okay. Here Erling Haaland scores. What? Why are you laughing?
Just how skewed the y-axis could possibly be. Like,
Well, let's take away games where he is subbed on.
okay.
Didn't really change much. So he's had some stinkers. So just games that he starts. Here you go.
Okay.
I like to look at this plot quite a bit here.
Mm-hmm.
So mostly in the 60 to 70 range, plenty of 70 to 80s, a couple of those, and then just absolute bangers. So what you get here, so there's decisive scoring and all around. As you can see here, he's very goal dependent, so he's going to be decisive scoring heavy, whereas the all around is going to be lower. So he's not going out there and let's take a look at the scoring matrix. Let's find a game. Okay, against Arsenal. Lovely. All right. 2 goals, or sorry, 1 goal, 2 assists. So he had an 80 decisive score, and he had 16 all around. He was fouled twice, did nothing on defense, which is not surprising from a striker. Lost possession plenty, lost duels, but won plenty of duels because he's big and fast and strong.
Mm-hmm.
Not a ton of accurate passes, not a ton of accurate final third passes. He's not going to do a lot other than shoot
Yeah.
and score.
Which is why Kevin De Bruyne is such a
Well,
special guy, no?
let's take a look. He is a potential injury risk this week. So yeah, you see he's got some in the middle. He's got way fewer of these, but a lot more of these.
Fewer outliers, just generally.
Yes. But here you go, decisive score and a much higher all around.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at your other options. So the question I'm really trying to come up with here, or the answer to a question is, would you rather captain someone with a higher all around or decisive score? Here's Trip. A lot of these, a lot of those, a lot of those.
Oh, wow. Wait, the 90 to 100 range is
Yeah, I mean, and you're
so interesting.
If he pops that, like if he pops an 100 against Villa, then you're gonna have an 150 out of your captain spot. And I had Jordi Alba do that once, and I finished fourth. It was my best finish ever.
Ooh.
So, like, yeah, you want the outlier score. I think that's the real answer. You want the outlier score. You want the peaks.
Yeah.
In your captain spot. It's just how do you want to get there? So let's look. All right, look. Trip against Leicester, 0 decisive score, 55 all around, had a 90.
Wait, so yeah, let me see where the all around points are.
So he got a
coming from
10-point clean sheet,
okay.
Which is great. I don't know that this is the week for that. Not a ton of defense because that's not his game. All right. Lost a ton of possession because he's got the ball at his feet a lot. A ton of accurate. He's just bombing the ball into the box. Accurate long balls, yada yada. Attack, even better. He's in the penalty area all the time. A lot of passes to feet, passes to shots, stuff like that.
Okay.
So with Holland, you have to hope that he scores 3.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's not going to do much else. That's the only way you can get to 100. But he's playing Burnley. They were just re-promoted. There's definitely a chance.
Yeah.
So here's Saka.
All around.
Much higher decisive score.
Okay.
And not way more here and not as much up here. So I don't think you really want to consider him at all.
No.
Okay. So here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you pick? Again, away to Burnley? Just double checking.
Away?
Not that it's going to make a ton of... I hate the way this is. I'm 90% sure. Great Bond venue. Turf Moor. Okay, yeah. Away to Burnley.
Away to Burnley. Mm.
Home to Villa. Villa is in Europe. So, like, they're not a pushover. Again, let's go back to the odds. City minus 287 away. Newcastle minus 126 at home. No matter what you pick, it's going to be wrong. So
yeah. That's always a fun thought exercise. I tend to be a little bit more conservative with the gambles I make, and I like the idea of a higher all-around score. So I'm gonna go with Trip.
All right.
I like consistency. I like the idea of being able to grind. How does like the reward system work with soccer? Are there differences compared to baseball?
There's a star tier, which shouldn't be a difference. Let's take a look.
All right.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
Now they want you to start spending. Now they want you to
I
buy a super
see.
rare Kylian Mbappe.
Sold.
You think we can make that work?
Yep.
All right.
Mama got that cash.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we're earning coins. I mean, you can earn.
Incredible rewards.
Hey, love that. All right. So, prize pool. There's your team. So you're gonna get coins,
Okay.
which you can use on boosts and stuff. And if you play for 2 years, you might be able to afford a cap. Not that we don't already have one.
Like a hat,
Like
like
a
a
hat,
physical hat
like a physical
to
hat
own
that
and
you can
wear.
wear on your own head.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a fungible token, one might say.
You might say that. All right. So here's some other fungible tokens you can win, and non-fungible tokens. They're NFTs, believe it or not. Um, so pretty much half of the winning pool is going to get tier 5, which is going to
Okay.
be Jaffa Tanganga.
I see.
Here's your Davinson
Davinson
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Yeah, there you go. Very much a T5. Emerson, I guess. Yeah, a lot of people that you might not otherwise care too much about. Carlos Vinicius, I don't think he's on the bench. But yeah, here's your options. All right. So yeah,
Okay.
on the flip side, there are tier 1s. You're going to notice, wow, Kevin De Bruyne being a tier 1, not a star tier is something. Virgil van Dijk, not a star. Who are the stars, you might
Who
ask?
are the stars?
Well, there's 4 of them.
Wow.
Because one of them is gone. Yeah, I'd like to win any one of them. But yeah, so you can't win any of these guys uh in this game mode.
Okay.
But you can win these guys.
That's nice to know.
Garnacho. This reminds me of the meme with all the soldiers and the one clown. That's Garnacho. Who is
I want to know. Show me Garnacho data.
well, he's up there because I think he's like 17. He's 19.
Oh, he's just a baby.
Oh
He's just a little
boy.
guy.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah.
Oh,
Hi everyone.
He looks like I don't like him, if I'm being honest.
All right.
Ugh.
Let's see here.
Oh, this kid's my worst nightmare. Just his face.
All right. How about we type in birthday? There we go. Here's our guy.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, could be yours.
It's a choice that's been made and
Yes.
one I don't want to be party to, personally.
Yes.
It's an invitation.
Here you go. Here you go. Right here. This is the face of a tier 1.
Ugh.
Yes.
I'd flunk him, personally.
Well, you can always sell him. What's he going for? What
12.
what
No,
could it?
he's... What was his price?
$75.
Wow.
Yeah, whatever. But all right. Do you have any other questions before we get out of here?
Not off the top of my head. So when that's a lie, obviously. Game weeks start. What are the game weeks kind of situated as? Are there 2 game weeks per week?
Yes, it's like
Okay.
baseball, except soccer runs until Tuesday because there's the end of
Oh,
the week.
that
There's always
weird
Monday
Monday.
night football. Yeah. So
Okay.
now that Europe is back, it's going to lock at 10 a.m. our time, 10 a.m. Eastern time on Friday,
Okay.
and 10 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday.
All right.
And then rewards come out actually on a schedule. Yeah, right, around 2 p.m. on Friday and Tuesday.
Okay. That is good to know. Something to keep on my calendar.
Yes, of course.
Time to set aside.
Yes.
Love opening my cards.
Yes.
So I'm feeling confident. I'm ready to lock in for this first game week.
All right.
I think we're off to a good start.
All right.
Well, we'll see if we're
yeah,
off to a good
we
start.
will. We will. We will indeed. All right. Really quick, I want to look at my lineups.
Yeah?
Because I have them, and I'm
Just-
happy about it. So this is the crap I'm running out. All right. My team is very similar to yours in
Okay.
amateur, so we will be rooting for Holland and Trippier and Ramsdale together, even though I will not be rooting for Ramsdale because it doesn't matter that much to me. Wait. Oh man, I want to play Steel.
I think you're allowed to make that change.
I
Are you
am.
not?
I am. And I have Jackie.
I love Jackie.
I know you do. We all love Jack.
He's just a little guy.
All right, so this is my big one. This is the one I'm excited about. I got
Ooh,
trips.
excellent.
I think, all right, let me check
You have
Hakimi
Pascal?
really quick. I do have Pascal Gross. Yes, he was one of my first purchases when I started to get back into the soccerverse. I need to look at Hakimi really quick because, I mean, that is a much better matchup. I don't know if I really want to captain him. I'm not gonna. This is sad.
Mm.
All right. All right, I'm gonna have to change my captain to Trip. Okay. Doesn't matter that I do it here. I got to do it actually on Sorare. So yeah, that's the one I'm happy with. I think my next is my 240. One this is like a tier 4 or 5 from amateur La Liga,
Okay.
and he's back in the starting lineup for Celta Vigo. I got my guy Jason Steele. I got Sven Botman we talked about.
Okay.
A little second division action with Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Shout out to our guy, Gator Guy, for putting me onto that one. And then William, because I had a Fulham stack last year. And then I am going Premier League Pro. I do have Sonny. Very excited about that. Yeah, that's my lineup.
Excellent.
I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm hyped. I'm very excited for the return of the Premier League. I hope you are too. I'm very happy if you made it to this point, especially. And thank you to Dr. M for doing this.
Thank you, Tilt City first pitch. Big guy on campus over here. I don't know.
That's me. That's me. All right. All right. Next week, we'll check back. We'll make 4 swaps. We'll take much less time, hopefully. And yeah, good luck. And thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, all that stuff. Very helpful. We'll be doing more soccer content like this, though there are more informative folks out there. I hope you're joining us from the start and you can take this journey with us. And yeah, it'll be fun. All right. And if you want baseball projections, basketball projections, of course, we do that at Sorare FP. Patreon.com/Sorare FP. $10 for everything, including the app, which will have NBA eventually. We're planning. It's got the baseball lineup builder, all our projections, which is they're winning tons of rewards this year, all that good stuff. And then $5 you can get just the projections, miss out on the Discord, all that stuff. But that's enough of a sale. Thank you, thank you, thank you.